The diplomatic hall fell silent as Zathira entered. Her chitinous armor gleamed under the sterile lights, each segment of her exoskeleton reflecting the pale faces of the assembled delegates. She stood nearly 8 feet tall, her forearms ending in claws that could slice through starship hull plating. The crystalline spikes along her spine hummed with barely contained energy, and her 6 eyes glowed with an amber intensity that had made seasoned warriors flee in terror. The Galactic Council had summoned her for what they called a peace negotiation. In reality, it was a surrender ceremony. Her species, the Cravathi, had conquered 17 star systems in less than a cycle. They were the apex predators of known space, and everyone knew it. As she moved toward the center platform, the delegates retreated. The Vexnor ambassador nearly tripped over his own tentacles, backing away. The silicon-based crystallids dimmed their luminescence in submission. Even the war-hardened draconians, who prided themselves on their fearlessness, positioned themselves behind their defensive shields. Everyone except one. A human stood at the negotiation table, calmly reviewing a datapad. He didn't look up as she approached, didn't flinch when her shadow fell across him. He was unremarkable by human standards. Average height, brown hair graying at the temples, wearing a simple diplomatic uniform. His name tag read, Ambassador Chen. Zathira stopped directly in front of him, towering over the small creature. Her mandibles clicked in what her species considered a threat display. Still, he didn't look up. Human, she said, her voice a resonant growl that had made generals weep. Everyone is afraid of me. But why aren't you scared of me? Finally, Ambassador Chen looked up from his datapad. His expression was pleasant, almost warm. Would you like some coffee, Commander Zathira? I just had some brought in. It's from Earth, a place called Columbia. The question was so unexpected that Zathira's combat-trained mind stumbled. Of all the responses she'd anticipated, pleading, threats, attempted bargaining, an offer of refreshment wasn't among them. I asked you a question, she said, her voice hardening. Answer me. Chen set down his datapad and gestured to a chair that had been clearly designed for her species' unique physiology. Please sit. And to answer your question, why would I be afraid? I have killed thousands of your kind, Zathira said, remaining standing. My fleet has reduced your colonies to ash. I am death itself. You are a soldier following orders, Chen replied, sitting down himself and pouring 2 cups of coffee. And a rather impressive one from what I've read. Your tactical acumen at the Battle of Kepler 442 was genuinely brilliant. The pincer movement through the asteroid field. Textbook perfect. Zathira's eyes narrowed. Was this sarcasm? Mockery? But the human's voice carried no deception that she could detect. He genuinely seemed admiring. You mock me with praise while I threaten your species, she said. I'm not mocking you. I'm acknowledging reality. Chen took a sip of his coffee. You're a formidable warrior and strategist. That's simply fact. But you asked why I'm not afraid, and the answer is quite simple. Fear would be counterproductive to what we're both here to accomplish. And what is that? Ending this war before it destroys both our civilizations. Zathira let out a harsh laugh. Your civilization is already destroyed. We have won. Have you? Chen pulled up a holographic display. Let me show you something. These are casualty reports from your last 3 engagements with human forces. Notice a pattern? The statistics floated in the air between them. Zathira studied them, her tactical mind automatically analyzing the data. The numbers were troubling. Human resistance was increasing, not decreasing. Their adaptation rate was extraordinary. A dying animal fights hardest in its last moments, she said dismissively. True, Chen agreed. But we're not dying. We're learning. Every battle we understand you better. Your tactics, your technology, your biology. Do you know what humans are really good at, Commander? Dying, apparently. Adapting. Chen's smile didn't waver. We're persistence predators, Commander. Do you know what that means? On our homeworld, we didn't have claws like yours. We couldn't breathe fire like the Draconians. We weren't as strong as the Vexnor. But we could do something no other species could do as well. We could keep going. We would chase our prey for days, weeks even, until it collapsed from exhaustion. He leaned forward slightly. Right now you're winning battles. But wars? Wars are about who can endure longest. And humans invented endurance. Threats mean nothing to me, Zathira said, but something in her voice had shifted. It's not a threat. It's an observation. Chen pushed the second coffee cup toward her. Try it. It's quite good. Sathira stared at the cup, then at the human. This conversation had gone nothing like she'd expected. Where was the fear? Where was the desperation? This human treated her like a colleague having a difficult discussion. Why? She asked again, her voice quieter. Why aren't you afraid? Chen met her eyes, all 6 of them, with his 2 unremarkable brown ones. Because fear clouds judgment and we need clear judgment right now. Because you're not a monster, you're a person doing what you think is right for your people. Because beneath all that armor and all those weapons, you're here negotiating instead of attacking. Which tells me you're smart enough to see what I see. And what do you see? 2 civilizations that could destroy each other, or 2 civilizations that could learn from each other. He smiled. I prefer the second option. Don't you? For a long moment, Sathira said nothing. Then slowly, she pulled out the chair and sat down. Her claws clicked against the conference table as she reached for the coffee cup. Tell me more about this persistence predator concept, she said. Ambassador Chen smiled and pulled up more data on his holographic display. Behind them, the other delegates watched in amazement as the most feared warrior in the galaxy, and an unremarkable human diplomat, began what would become the foundation of the Kravathi Human Alliance. And it all started because one human refused to be afraid.